But when the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. And if you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. It could be the official sports betting partner of the WNBA in Cleveland in 2028 because according to the Sports Business Journal, Cleveland has won the bid for the 16th WNBA franchise, according to @TomFriendWriter. According to the Sports Business Journal report, Cleveland paid a record $250 million for their bid to bring a team back to the city for the 2028 season. Jason, it's a good move for the city of Cleveland, and do you think it should still be the Cleveland Rockers when the team returns in 28?
Yeah, bring the name back. Why not? I think the rock and roll theme is a little bit overplayed in Cleveland.
I do too.
But
you always have to have a guitar in every logo.
Yeah, got to have a guitar in every logo.
Everything.
But because that was their original name, yeah, bring it back.
I'm different than you are on this. First of all, I just don't know about WNBA basketball in Cleveland. It failed miserably here.
It did, but it's a different climate
I
now.
know it is. Now, if you get a Caitlin Clark,
yeah.
who, by the way, is a free agent after the 27 season.
100%.
Hey, whoa, hold on. What kind of draft rules they got?
Well,
how is Caitlin Clark?
3 years?
She'll be a free agent after her 4-year contract, which would be...
those 4 years.
So she played this year. She has 3 more years.
3 more seasons, okay.
And then she'll be a free agent.
I'm not even going to pretend to have any idea how WNBA
I was like,
scales
what?
work.
Well, she'll break the bank,
I guarantee,
I'm sure.
I mean, there is not an owner who will outspend Dan. Like, he'll pay whatever.
So maybe Dan
own?
said, I'm going to get a team and I'm going to get Caitlin, and that's the end of that.
To my knowledge, and
there are limits, right?
I'm 97.5% sure.
I am too.
Take this with... I believe there is a max contract you can pay.
Right. And I'm sure that the team holds her rights and
has some sort of an advantage to keeping her rights.
Yeah. Like
Dan's owning this team?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Dan Gilbert. One quick thing. Cynthia
okay.
said she's dealing with something. She'll be on shortly.
Okay, perfect.
So she's probably be in the queue soon.
I mean, for the love of God, please don't make a clip saying UCS is saying Caitlin Clark is coming here in 2028.
Oh,
No. I'm just saying it lines up nicely.
Look, I agree. I do agree that it's a different climate around women's professional basketball now than when the team failed the first time. The reason that I would just have chosen a different name is you failed once with that name.
But did anybody remember?
Well, it's just, I just think it's the stank of being a loser. I just think that you want to, there's a part of me, and I know people will go nuts when I say this. Mm-hmm. There's a part of me that wish the Browns would have just gone to Baltimore, the Baltimore Browns, and then we get a fresh, clean start, and whatever voodoo karma that we have to swallow is exercised from us.
Yeah.
Now that didn't happen, and we're the Browns, and we're orange and brown, and it's ugly, but we love it, and that it is what it is. And we're, I just would think that, do you really want to put Cleveland Rockers on your letterhead?
I don't think it's that big of a deal. I like nostalgia. I wish the Houston Oilers would come back. I'm glad the Hornets returned to Charlotte. I'd love to see the Seattle Supersonics again as an expansion team in the.
Who knows? We may.
I'd love that.
I think if the NBA expands again, Seattle will be the first team to get it, and they may be the Supersonics.
Maybe second. Vegas will be one.
This cannot be
understood. You think? Because the Vegas pro sports teams aren't killing it.
Yeah, the money's there.
It cannot be understated. Like, there was a time where female sports was almost done. When women's sports was done. Like, it was like, they had a little Danica Patrick era, and then I had the Michelle Wee in golf, but those were more individual sports. This cannot be understated. Caitlin Clark just got expansion popping. If she is not in the league, do you believe that there will be expansion?
No, because the league was on life support.
Yes.
Yes. And mainly the team. WNBA exists because the NBA has been its life raft for years.
The NBA has funded it.
And once things got tight at the NBA, they said, guys, the gravy train is over. We can't keep doing this. And then along came Caitlin Clark.
Listen, I think,
and Angel Reese too.
Angel,
it's not a one-person
thing. That was the magic and bird of women.
Yes,
and it was like they played 4 years. They went back and forth. Listen. I mean, it's miraculous, man. There are people that they got back into the sport because it was like what I was doing was crazy. Like, I'm a grown man, and I got plenty of things to do. I could be on YouTube. I was glued to the Iowa Hawkeyes watching these young ladies play. Like, it was like the finals or something.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, she should get all the money she can get because the Rockers would not be here if it wasn't for them two people.
But here's the thing, like, I hope that some of the cattiness is over because they can kill this as quickly as it came. The reception
that's for sure.
was so ridiculous last year. I got sick of seeing it and reading it and all of it because of the
left off the Olympic team.
Just all of it. Just both sides were obnoxious on the whole thing.
They were.
And if they want to keep behaving that way, they're going to kill this thing before it really gets rolling. Yeah. So hopefully now that both players have been in the league for a year, hopefully a lot of that crap can just die off and go away,
now,
and it can just be
in
basketball.
fairness to the women, because it makes it sound like all the women are being trivial
that was
and
us.
catty.
No, it was the players.
For a little,
it was us too.
But for a little perspective here, go back to 1995-4 when Tiger came into the sport.
Yeah,
I watched. Why, I don't know. It came up on my feed, and I remember the interview, but I said, you know what? I remember this was really bad. I'm going to watch it again. It was cringeworthy.
Fuzzy?
Curtis Strange. No, Fuzzy was over the top.
Yeah,
because he thought he was being funny and cute. Curtis Strange was doing an interview with Tiger Woods after he had made his PGA debut. And he said, it was really contentious. He said, I want to ask you, you were asked about coming into the tournament, what your goals were. Do you remember what you said? And he said, yeah, I want to win it. And he goes, that's kind of naive of you, don't you think? I mean, there's 75 other grown men out here that have done this forever and made it our living for 10, 20, 30 years. To come out and say that you want to win it. And he goes, well, look, Curtis, no disrespect, but if I don't think I'm going to win a tournament, why would I enter it?
Yeah.
I'm not here to be second.
He's right.
He was 1,000% right. And after a 3-minute contentious back and forth, Curtis Strange actually said to him, you'll learn. You're young. You're naive. And it was cringeworthy to watch.
Yeah.
And I remember it because I was covering, I lived in Columbus and I covered Muirfield when he had his big coming out. And I remember he got a chilly reception from the other players. I would just watch his interaction on the greens and with other players at events.
LeBron will tell you that too.
LeBron did too, because that no one wants, if you've been established and but here's the thing. A rising tide raises all boats.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were making $180,000 grand prize when they won a PGA Tour event. When I covered the Muirfield in Tiger's first year, within a matter of years, the top prize was $1 million at least at every event. Why? Because their ratings went from 1.2 on a sleepy Saturday afternoon to 5.8.
Yep.
And everybody got paid. And the WNBA can do the same thing if they embrace her and don't repel against her.
I see more people that be in the WNBA commercials than I ever see in my life. Like, I think the whole Las Vegas team is on one of the commercials. They got Kia. They've been doing other commercials. I'm like, man, and I did not see that before. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. So look, man, at the end of the day, you benefiting from it. They all benefit from her being a person that people want to come watch and see.
Yes.
So,
I hope they learn that, because Jay, to your point, it got very tiresome.
Yeah.
And
I think it will. I think now that it's sort of like with Tiger and LeBron, once you make it through the bumps and once you realize they belong and what they can do for everybody else, everything's sort of settled down. Right. Hopefully.
Once they figure it out that you're nice.
Do you want are you okay with the Rockers?
Yeah, but I mean, I
just wanted something a little new, fresh, creative.
I think there's a lot of people who are not into, they're not as learned as like guys who do sports for a living. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that didn't even know that you had a WNBA team. There's some. It's a lot of newer.
Oh, from the past. Yeah, you're probably right
It's
on
a lot
that.
of
The
it's
younger
like
people
younger
don't.
people
When did
like
it leave?
03 maybe.
03,
That's
yeah.
a guess.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
know for
so
sure.
it was when
it
it
was right around
started
the time
in
LeBron.
98 to 03. And
Yeah.
It was
And
it was when the league first launched.
And
Yeah.
it was bad league wide. It
Yeah,
really was,
it
but it
was.
was really bad here. It was really bad
Yeah.
here. I do have a list of names that were not considered. It's actually just one. Things that they absolutely wouldn't consider, and it was Indians. For some reason, they never considered that.
Nah, yeah. I wonder why, man. It's kind of wild, man. Yeah.
I saw a stat. And
Can
it
you
looks like
imagine though if
Cynthia-
they college?
Oh,
It actually
Lord.
looks like Cynthia
Logo?
just popped in the system, Jay. So let me just get a mic check on her. We'll bring
Okay,
Cynthia Freeland.
great.
But you got to talk for 1 second.
I hope it works though. I really do. I hope it works.
I think it will.
I do think the ratings were up last year. The attendance was up last year. I hope that wasn't a 1 year bump.
I don't think it is.
I think they've got to showcase
I mean, think
the
about
Angel
it.
Reeses and the Caitlin Clarks of the world.
I did a hit with Nick last night on Sports Sunday.
Yeah.
And this came up. We were talking about this. If the expansion fee's $250 million, I mean, think about that for a minute. The Dolans paid $323 million for the Indians, and now a WNBA expansion team's going for $250. I mean, think about that. I mean, that was 20. What? How many years of the Dolans?
Well,
own
it's
them?
I never questioned Dan's financial acumen.
Yeah.
Although I was kind of a little leery when he bought the casino, and I didn't know that was ever going to. And now he's out of that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I thought that was oversaturation. They put too many of them.
I agree with that. And but usually when Dan makes a move financially, usually it turns out wonderfully. But that one,
Just saw a documentary on that. The Tower City, how they bought it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
cashed out of it quick. Like, yeah.
well, he realized quickly it was a losing venture and got out. So
Yeah.
at least